Hello, my name is Stuart, and I'm a landscaper trained by a golf course superintendent for the care of Western Washington lawns. One of the most common questions that I'm asked is, what kind of grass seed should I use once you get done? Well, most people purchase from me, but if they're not purchasing from me, I suggest you go to a nursery, okay? A nursery has a purchasing agent that's responsible for the grass seed that they're carrying. A lot of people go to a box store. Now, box stores are fine. They're nice places to buy many, many things. The problem with a box store has a lot of different kinds of seed, okay? And even though you're buying a brand name seed possibly, a lot of the brand name seed companies are now marketing inexpensive seed, such as an annual grass. Annual grass, like annual ryegrass, it's wide-bladed, it's ugly, it's the wrong color of green, it's very, very light, and it seeds all the time. It may look fine once it germinates, but once it matures, boy, how do you get rid of it? That becomes a real problem there. So what I suggest is, if you're not going to buy your seed from me, go to a nursery. And a nursery will have a good high-quality seed, okay? And what I recommend is at least perennial ryegrass in there. Perennial ryegrass does pretty darn good in the sun, and it's quick establishing, okay? So I would suggest a perennial ryegrass for one, and a mix of seed. I would suggest fescue in there also. Fescue does good in shade. It's a finer bladed grass. And that's a good overseeding mix. I run with a 70-30 golf course fairway mix, and they'll have something similar. They'll probably have a 50-50. You'll do just fine there with what they've got. You're going to pay a little more, but remember, you're going to know what they got, okay? And because with the box stores, even with the brand names, like I say, they're marketing to the frugal shopper, and sometimes it's the price doesn't really matter in there. It'll get snuck in there. And a lot of people ask me about Kentucky Blue. Kentucky Blue is a beautiful grass. I got to tell you, that's just gorgeous stuff. And the problem with Kentucky bluegrass here is it doesn't get warm enough. It doesn't get cold enough here in the winter. So Kentucky Blue does not go into dormancy in Western Washington. Okay. So what happens is it dies. Okay. Your grass seed is like they'll say 50% perennial ryegrass, 50% fescue. Okay. Well, that's a 50-50 mix. But that's by weight. A fescue seed is much smaller. Kentucky bluegrass is even smaller than fescue. So you're getting a heck of a lot of seeds in there. I've seen a lot of seed mixes out there now with like 30% Kentucky bluegrass. Well, that's all nice and neat, but then you got to assume that in 1 year's time, 30% of that seed that you've worked to germinate will be dead. Okay, it won't make it through the winter, and so you really don't want to run with a Kentucky bluegrass. Other people ask me, well, gee, if Kentucky Blue is not recommended here in Western Washington, why do sod farms have it? Sod farms have it in smaller percents, and the reason they do is it helps hold the sod together because of the way it roots. I thank you very, very much. Once again, this is Stuart with the Aerating-Thatching Company. Bye-bye.